Hello and welcome to this interview with Zenith Energy. With us we have Andrea Cattaneo. Uh, I think we should start off with some question here. But first, could you give us an update on the Tunisia arbitration and some timelines there?
Of course. And so the arbitration has been the essence of our very nice raise of price in the winter and then in the spring of 2025. We have three arbitration. We won on the 19th of December 2024, the first one for $10 million, which was an outstanding request because we apply only for 6.7, but then the court made the various punitive calculation and gave us 10. And then we started the other two arbitration at the same time in 2023. The ICC2 was looming to have result in July. As it did, the price went to 240, 250, stable with the great volume. But unfortunately, then there has been a fraud, and the ICC case has been turned into a defeat, and the sentence has been a 6-page sentence, which is unheard of in arbitration, in international arbitration. And so with this result, we have had a loss of market value of 70%, which of course is much more than what deserved, because there is still now the third arbitration called Exceed, which is a very important market, is the Exceed of Washington, which is called the World Bank Exceed. So it's a great court, and this court is very respected and is made for the breach of treaties between country to country. So in this case, our companies are British, so from between United Kingdom and Tunisia. So we have had the initial good result, which were published as well the 23rd of December 2024, in which the defendant was severely criticized. And we are making the finalization of all the papers in the final quantity of claims, which should be possibly bigger than 503 on Saturday 20. And so we will announce during the next weekend the filing of this, as everybody knows, of this final paper of the Exceed. The Exceed will be heard in court on the April 26, and a few months later we will have the sentence. So the year 2026 will be a year of great activity, and we will have various things, but as well the result of the Exceed. So that is the reason for which we can say that the arbitration are the trigger of a lot of excitement in our stock, because there is the way to see the stock doubling or tripling. But at the same time, we are not a legal company. And so we have as well started to boost our industrial activity.
And looking right now a little bit, you're raising money right now. What will the money be used for?
Well, let's say that we are not raising money for the sake of raising money. We are for the first time introducing our stock in the Swedish market, and we have applied and we have been accepted by the Spotlight Stock Exchange. And so in the Spotlight Stock Exchange entry, which is a form of IPO, there is as well the necessity to have Swedish shareholders, and then as well, in the meantime, to raise some money. The money that we will raise, which is not so important for us, is the money to make additional investment in the solar park activity, which is now the main focus of our industrial company.
Or if you look ahead a bit, are there any further renewable energy initiatives beyond the solar park right now, or?
No, I think that the solar park is something that is doing well. We have demonstrated a certain savviness in selecting the place where to build the solar park. We have taken land only in three regions, Piedmont, Lazio, which is the region of Rome, and Puglia, which are considered among the top quality region in Italy. Italy has 25 regions. And it's very important already to have make this focus. And on top of that, our field, they are all near to each other. What is the reason for that? We will create a cluster, and being this a cluster of production, they can be sold separately or better in a cluster to utilities. And so these increment very much the market value of what we sell. Why we speak about selling? We are buying not to sell, we are buying to bring the activity of production, as we have done for years already with gas, in our books, but as well to have many field in construction at the same time or in development at the same time is what is called the pipeline in the jargon of our business. The pipeline means that you have a pipeline of transaction which can be one after the other coming to fruition, then not necessarily not to engulf as well financially the company with too many loans or too many activities. We can make the first, sell the second, construct the third, sell the fourth, in a way that we have a mix of capital gain, liquidity entering, and construction to enter in production and to make a yield. With the portfolio as it is at the moment, 58 million, 58 mega, forgive me, it is calculated by expert that for 10 years we will have an average of 9 million euro, and then for the following 10 years we will have an additional 8 million euro per annum of revenues. This will then continue, but is not mathematically easy to calculate, because after 20 years, the projection of price of electricity are not fixed, and so there can be some variation. But normally, a solar plant can produce on the 30 to 35 years of life. So just to give you an idea. Then the idea is as well to learn, always in the solar park industry, how to use batteries in a way that we can produce during the day and sell during the evening when there is a peak price. Just remember that when there is the Wednesday in the Champions, the World Cup, and other things, the amount of electricity that is absorbed by the family watching these events is very high. If you have produced it during the days and store it, you can sell it at 10 times the price that you would have sold it directly during the day. So there is all an activity to learn between electricity prices, electricity production, batteries, and as well the ability to make a pipeline of new project, sell one and keep another.
I understand. And you mentioned it here earlier as well, but you're going to list on Spotlight Stock Exchange here in Sweden. Why can you give some detail why you have chosen to do that?
Well, we have not chosen to do that. Sweden has chosen us. We are listed since 2018 in the neighboring Oslo Euronext market, and we discovered with surprise a few years ago that there was a shareholder, Nordnet, which we thought was a fund. Then more recently, talking more with the Swedish acquaintances and partners, we discovered that Nordnet and Avanza, they have many individual shareholders underneath. And you can even look at the website and learn the number of these shareholders. So we discovered that the number of these shareholders was growing. So we said, if the interest in Sweden is growing, why not to serve them directly rather than to have them buying cross-border? Sweden is a country which has a strong market, liquidity, and does as well a well-formed mid-size and small caps financial industry, which unfortunately is not present in Oslo. So represent for us a great interest to work with the proper advisors.
I understand. And you still, if you look into your company, you can see that you still have some oil in USA, if I'm correct.
Yes.
And now the solar park, is it a transition for the future to focus more on green energy, to so to speak, or how are your thoughts there?
Well, we always thought that producing an energy from oil and gas was still very morally acceptable, because we have to remember that the world has only 14% of energy produced by renewable. So the other activity of producing energy is very noble because you have to use it for the remainder of 80+% that you consume. But at the same time, there are a variety of things, even as public relation, human relation, banking, that are all in favor to become focused only in renewable. And then there is as well the advantage that the renewable electricity, as I explained, has a tremendous amount of variation of the price from 0 to 250 per megawatt, when instead we have seen that oil can go low to $40, then up to $90, but proportionally is a much smaller variation.
And to sum it up a bit here, could you tell investors why they should take a closer look at Zenith Energy as a potential investment?
Well, first of all, we have made an offer for subscription, which has a discount depending the currency exchange between NOK and SEK, which are some, especially in period of election or other situation, like this week, the past week, that permit a discount to the market price between 7 and 8%, growing maybe in the days in which there will be in the future announcement. So people buy cheaper in respect of buying in Oslo. If they are Swedish, as we expect, they will buy it in their own banking system and settlement system. So they will be even more favor and at ease at home. And then third, the company has these two pillars. One, the speculative one, the arbitration, the exit, and two, the industrial one, the solar park, that are very attractive in a combination of a company that has a market price that is below the book value of the company, the book value of the balance sheet.
Thank you so much, Andrea, for the interview here, and good luck going forward.
Thank you. All the best.